Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with investingnews.com. I'm speaking with Michael Collins, CEO of Nuclear Fuels. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Marilyn.
Let's start our conversation with just sort of, your take on what's going on with the uranium market, which is, with the soaring prices and the positive, general positive outlook on it and how it's impacting the resource sector.
Yeah, so to frame it up, we're really in a long-term uranium bull market now. The uranium topped $100 a pound earlier this year, and it's really being driven by demand as opposed to a supply issue. So that gives it long-term legs, and that's brought a lot of investors in who have multi-year timelines looking for production development as opposed to just looking for a discovery and turning a buck and fleeing. So it's pretty exciting time. It also gives us, as exploration goes, the ability to make plans that are more long-term, and that's really good too.
Given your projects are in the U.S. and, as the world's largest consumer of nuclear energy, the U.S. really has no uranium production to speak of generally. With the U.S. push to shore up domestic supply, how is that impacting your the trajectory of your projects, and what are you seeing in terms of as it translates down the
line? Yeah, so there is a lot of support for reshoring production in the U.S., both by the government and also by the utilities who want that certainty of supply. In a lot of ways, it's filtered down into the state level where people are more supportive of permitting and moving projects forward. And they're also, I think, looking at it as a long-term opportunity as opposed to just a flash in the pan. So it's been really good for us.
Right. So maybe this is a good time to talk about your project that you're focusing on right now. Could you provide us sort of an overview of that and what makes it a compelling project?
Okay. Yeah, so our key project is the Kaycee project in Wyoming. And the Kaycee project is what's called a roll-front style mineralization project. And the method for developing those is called in situ recovery. So it's a low-impact mining or uranium extraction method because it's not really mining. We end up with really a well field, injecting oxygenated water and withdrawing uranium-enriched water. And there's no tailings piles, there's no waste rock piles or shafts or pits. So it comes out in the end of the day as being something that's much quicker to permit and is more socially acceptable in a community. And at the end of the day, when we do reclamation, you cap off the wellheads and you spread some grass. So it has very little long-term impact. So that's given us an opportunity, focusing on that type of mineralization, has given us an opportunity to look for resources that we see as production potential in the relative near term. In Wyoming in particular is one of the two best places to permit uranium operations. And it's an agreement state, so the federal regulations devolve locally, and that allows us to see in the future permitting windows of 2 to 3 years for operations, which is exceptional for anything in the resource extraction business. The project itself has over 110 miles of roll fronts mapped on it. So those are the zones of uranium enrichment within the sedimentary rocks. We also have a historic database at 3,700 drill holes that's from the 1970s and 80s. That was found 3 years ago by Encore Energy. And Encore Energy actually vended this project into Nuclear Fuels. So we've got a very large project, over 42 square miles, 33 miles of trend, 110 miles of roll front. The data that we need to be able to effectively and efficiently target resource building and move that project forward to give it economic critical status. So, and in fact, Encore has a back-in right to the project, so they can actually, when I can prove up a 15 million pound resource, they can put their hand up and say, yeah, we really like that. We want to take 50%, 51% interest in the project, and to do so, they will have to finance our 49% and also give us 2.5 times our cash back. And perhaps more fundamentally, they have the technical team to both permit the mine or permit the uranium operation, and also the technical team to build and run it. So it's a unique opportunity for an exploration co to have a window to being a producer without having to build all of those technical teams and management and all that kind of stuff. So we're pretty excited about Kaycee. It's an exceptional operation. We've got a drill permit that's just gone in there with the state for over 600 drill holes next year. Kaycee is unique in a number of other ways. It's about 95% of the land that we hold is either a private surface or state lease. And those two conditions give us a whole lot more flexibility in where we want to drill, what notification we have to give to drill, and our ability to change our plans based on what we're getting from results on a day-to-day basis. So it's a very flexible, dynamic project with, I think, a world-class potential for resource building.
So what's the plans for 2024?
2024, we're waiting for the snow to come off, and we have two drill rigs reserved at this point. We've got a contract on 2 rigs, and as well we'll have at least 600 drill holes permitted, and we'll be looking to just hit it really hard, working on not necessarily the resource definition, but filling out the cards so that we can figure out where we can see the fastest route to getting to that 15 million pound target.
Right. So we're here at PDAC, and you've done a pretty good job of sort of providing the benefits and advantages of the project.
Yeah.
If you were speaking to an investor today and summarizing, what makes nuclear fuels a compelling investment opportunity, what do you say to them?
So the way I'd like to frame it is that we are an exploration co, but we've got a top tier project in Kaycee. And we have a window to production in the relative sort of medium term, I guess. But one of the other fundamental things right now that we see is that the producers and the near term producers, they've all taken a big run up. The exploration companies in the uranium space, they've done okay, but they haven't really, their stocks haven't been pushed up yet, and that's really the way mineral cycles always work. We should be next. And we're top of the heap, I think, and we should really benefit early and quickly with that in terms of our share price. So great opportunity. Thanks,
Michael, for taking the time and speaking with me today.
Thank you so much.
And thanks, everyone, for watching. Join us again next time for another engaging conversation on CEO Inside. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates and interviews. See you next time.